Greetings and welcome. My name is Jake Grayson. I am a wildlife food forest garden designer, and I just working on the walled garden. I'm doing the design stage for it. I've done quite a few CAD, and I just want to mention two things. Really important for every project. Really, is it's how the site's being used, and also the kind of utilities for the site as well. And the key ones here are water and compost. Now, in a forest garden, the idea is that you generally don't use compost, but I've actually found I do weed. I weed grass and the occasional dandelion if it's getting in the way, and I want somewhere to put them. And that's what my compost bays are. I don't do hot composting. I just do cold composting. Chuck it in a pile, cover it in a old sheet of polythene or something, and then let it do its thing, and then use it next year. But also grow some annual vegetables, and the client for the wall garden is growing annual vegetables, so you really do need to have kind of compost for annual vegetables because it's much richer soil. So yeah, I kind of, and also if you're growing plants from seed, making your own compost. I haven't done it myself, but you can make compost good enough for using as seed compost. It's a bit more kind of involved. So really, I think compost bays are kind of very good. Brambles and old bits of hawthorn cuttings that were in the way of the path, stuff like that, I should put onto my dead hedges. So go and look at my videos on dead hedges if you want to know about them. So yes, so here, and the other thing is water. Harvesting water, I need to do it here. I haven't done it yet. And I spoke to a really nice chap a chap called Keith over in Pembrokeshire, who's got a nursery and he does a lot of permaculture stuff. And he was saying for his polytunnel in his nursery, he's got I think 5 IBCs. This is those big plastic. They're kind of like normally in a metal cage, and you can pick them up for about 50-60 quid. And he's got 5 or 6 of those, and he collects the rainwater from his house, and then he puts that into the IBC tanks, and then he uses that for watering. And he says he's only ever had 2 empty before it rains the next time. So it's not, it's kind of interesting. So I want to do it here because our well runs dry in the summer, and also for the walled garden, it's making use of all the roof space that you've got. So what I'm doing here, there's the other key point then, is the space that you're using and where the focus is, because the new build house is down here. That's going to be the main entrance, and then this is the access that you want up this end. Now this is what would be called the frame yard, where you'd have your cold frames and stuff in the kind of that's in the shade in that area, and that in a walled garden that's called a frame yard, and that's a very good spot for the tools and for potting and for the kind of storage of produce. So I'm really looking at using that. This would have been called the back shed, backs onto the walled garden, and this is a very good spot to use the roof for the rainwater from the back shed, fill up the IBCs, and then bring that water in for the annual vegetables which are being grown in the walled garden. So yeah, that's my kind of recommended route. Don't know what's happening with the glass house, so hopefully that'll get restored, fingers crossed. That'll get restored, and we can also use water from there, but also the water from there will be used within the glass house itself. So yeah, this is a kind of area to be putting the IBCs. And then this over here is the area for compost bays. So kind of close enough to the vegetable garden. But yeah, close enough, but out of the way. So it's like it's a bit of I like compost bays, but can look a bit untidy. But yeah, thinking about where to put them, and it's also not using up valuable growing space because it's north facing as well. So there we go. Whilst you're here, I'll very quickly. No, I won't. I was kind of mentioning something. Oh hell, I will. So this is the frame. Oh, it'd be called the. What did I say? It was the frame yard? Yeah, frame yard. Oh, big yellow letters there. This is actually I've just got the old satellite here just as a kind of reference. So this is the old frame yard. It's a field at the moment. two things. Firstly, sweet chestnuts, great nut crop, one of the best nut crops as like in bulk. So 4 trees in there, fully sized. I've got the spacing as about a quarter to a half of the average diameter. They're 15 meters diameter, so whatever that is, 4 meters. They're about 4 meters apart because there is some shade coming off of this wall as well and from the back shed. And then there's I've put in a holly at the back, grows to about 9 meters, and then Bowles hybrid willow at the front, fast growing. Holly can grow in the shade, and that'll form a really nice thick protection for the frame yard, but also for the wall garden as well. And then Italian order nitrogen fixer, and that'll provide nutrients for the sweet chestnuts. Okay, very, very simple, but it's like make the use of the space. Want to keep the access in here for going around as well. So it's all starting to, it's starting to come together. It's very nice. Right then, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Goodbye.